Hey guys, welcome to 6 Minutes. I'm Jason Fulmore, SC Wrestle, and we have a special edition Georgia Elite 8 State Duels conversation between Fat and Scrappy's Lucas DeSilva and myself, where we go into two classifications, talk about them in greater detail, and depending on which one you're watching, it should be on the slide at the beginning. And there's a couple of cuts so that I could do an intro and a conclusion that will be the same for all of them. But the middle chunk is actually all new information, depending on whichever classification you chose. First, congratulations to all the teams that punched their ticket to the Elite Eight. It's going to be a fun weekend in Georgia, all over the place, because the Georgia High School Activities Association doesn't host it all in one location, meaning that if you're interested in a Jefferson Cass matchup or a potential 5A matchup there, you're going to have to be in Jones County and not somewhere else. And from my perspective, that's a shame, because I want to see all these duels. They're going to be a ton of fun, and we expect some Cinderella stories, and looking forward to some outstanding both individual and dual matchups. One thing I want to say before I kick this off, and I don't want to take too long because Lucas and I have a tendency to talk too long, is that if you're interested in like the brackets and the potential lineups, you can go to SC Wrestle on the website and kind of look at that in greater detail. I did my own fans guide where I kind of broke it down. In this one, I kind of go back and forth a little bit with Lucas, but let him take the majority of the time talking about what he thinks as it relates to each of the individual each of the dual matchups. Hope you enjoy it. Best of luck this weekend. 8 teams with the girls now will crown dual state champions this weekend. Hope you make a run for it. Good luck. See ya. Bye. All right. Back with Lucas DeSilva. Fat and Scrappy's Lucas DeSilva. Hey, man. Wow, that's quite a pack of stuff you've got there.
One weekend, 18, 7 classes, and another gender. State Duels weekend is here, and damn, I was wrong on some of my predictions from a week ago. This is, I don't know about you, Jason. I love the individual tournament, but boy, I think my favorite time of year is duel season, baby.
You know, I love duels. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love traditional. I think it's so fun. But the truth is, when we talk about teams, I mean, look, you can put together the 5 best kids in the country, but if you don't have a few other kids who can step in and do something, you're going to lose a duel. Yep. And this is a team, man. And we saw that last weekend with a ton of stuff.
Yeah, a couple spots we saw that where, having a lot of great kids, it does all good and well for you. But if you don't have the extras that we talked about last year, if you don't have the coaching in certain circumstances to get through certain spots, it ain't going to end well for you. And it's just one of those things where this time of year I always get jumpy because, I was denied a dual title. So, I feel for those that this is their last run. And, they may have not gotten one yet. I feel for them. And, it's just you got to give everything you got. And it's an exciting time. By the way, quick shout out before we get going. Quick shout out to the guys down at Weewa Hitchka. They hosted me at the Gator Brawl. Legitimately, Jason, a humbling experience, that tournament. Humbling in a lot of ways. A really cool event. Hey, if you're a small Georgia team, and you know that duels, you guys aren't really built for it. You're in a tough region. Maybe you got a small roster. Hey, it is a great event. If you want to send your JV, if you want to get a real good last JV tournament, hit me up or hit Jason up to get in contact with me. I'll put you in contact with guys down in Weewa Hitchka. It's a small area in Florida that, they've had some struggles, and I'd love to help build that area up. They were an incredible host to me. Shout out the Easters, Jay Rush and Christine, obviously Kaylee and the crew for hosting me. I was blessed to be able to get on the mic and cover for them. And sorry, Sam Tolomeo, for butchering your name when I was doing the announcing. My fault.
As you butcher most people's name, as we all do. Like, to be fair.
Butchered it. They were getting the phone go, and I said, Sam Tolomeo, and I had to stop. I had to stop real quick and be like, Tolomeo. Sam Tolomeo. It was bad.
It happens. It happens. It's one of those things. Well, what we're going to do is let's give just kind of I'm going to give a little bit of an overview. We're going to talk a little bit of overview, and then we're going to transition to 2 classifications, and we'll do that all the way through. Does that work for you?
Yep. And we're going to get in the trenches.
In the trenches, 100%.
Well, I'm getting in the trenches. So we'll see.
All right.
Are you in that foxhole with me? We'll find out.
Yeah, we will. I'm not sure I'm quite in the trenches as you are, but we'll see. We'll see where we get. We'll see where we get to. So let's start. Let's start with a couple of runs, and these are things that you don't but you don't necessarily know in terms of some of this. And I'm gonna kind of throw it all the way around so we can just kind of set the landscape. Camden County has won a dual title every year since 2015. They are looking to add another one this year and what's going to be a fantastic 7A. Do you know what team, and it's not Camden, has finished top 4 in every single one of the duals championships since they began in 2002?
Commerce.
Nope.
Really? They did.
It is not Commerce. I'll give you one more guess.
Not Jefferson, because I know there was a year that they bowed out.
No, it was Jefferson.
Oh, really? I must have flipped them because I was convinced that there was a year where they bowed out and ended up getting dropped in the Bloods.
Nope. Jefferson has finished from 2002 to 2022 21 times. That's in incredible. The top 4. Now they did have some challenges, right? They did finish 3rd or 4th in at least 1 or 2 of those. But yeah, they had quite a run, and from 2002 to 2019, they won 19 consecutive dual titles. That's pretty impressive.
Oh, very. That's consistency, and doing it for 20 years. That is doing it over multiple classifications, over multiple rule sets, where the landscape of Georgia wrestling had changed so much. It's a testament to, when I have the argument about what teams have been the most dominant in the history of Georgia, Jefferson has got to be in that list. They have got to be in the top 4 minimum.
Yeah. Well, and I'm glad you brought the different classifications because they won it in 1A, 2A, 3A, and 4A. So if they win it this year, they'll add another class to their thing too.
And now this I do know. What is the biggest number of different classifications that a team has won a championship in?
Oh, is it?
I know this.
Is it 4?
It is 4. Now, who did it?
How many has done it? Jefferson did it.
It's been done by 2, Jefferson and Gilmer.
And Gilmer. Okay. All right.
I went digging through the classified archive, or not the classifieds, the historical archives on GHSA's website.
All right. Okay. I love that. So
knowledge. Knowledge, son. Speaking of knowledge, son, quick shout out Cliff Fretwell. This is a throwback compound tee. Shout out.
Love
throwback.
I love it. All right. So we got a lot of history, right? And again, we're still just setting the stage. We got a lot of history. Tryon, they won it last year. They didn't win it in 21. They won it in 2020. We've got history with Social Circle. We've got history with Gilmer, with a bunch of these different teams that are at the top, right? But then we've got some new debutantes, man. We got some new teams in the mix. How fun is it to see, like the East Jacksons and, these new teams that we don't get to see very often in the Elite 8?
You want to talk about a program that I'm happy for. I worked with East Jackson over the summer, and I thought they were a year away. I really did. And Coach Eager, shout out to him. He was texting me, "Oh, you gonna pick Pierce against? Oh, really? Oh, really? Oh, really? Okay, watch this." Bro, 7 freshmen in their lineup, 2 seniors. They are a young, hungry group. I'm excited to see them. Even if they go 0-2 barbecue, you made it to the state duels. Right. This is an accomplishment that not every team gets, not every team has done. So it's exciting to see for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and and they're not the only team that is kind of making, I don't want to say a debut. Murray County came from a number 4 spot in 2A to make the Elite 8.
Yep.
We've seen lots of teams kind of step
Temple,
in.
White hot
Temple,
white,
right?
White hot.
Yeah, no, 100%. So first, I think the thing that we want to say is congratulations to everyone who's gotten to this point. It is a fantastic team achievement.
8x8. That's 64?
64.
Yep. So only 64 teams remain.
That's right. Well, and I think the actual truth is it 63?
Oh, don't start being pedantic about teams having double entrants. I get that. All right. Well, don't even do it.
No, I know. But the reason that's interesting is that shout out to Chastity, right? Shout out to Woodward Academy. Shout out to Gilmer. Those are all teams that have both a men's team and a women's team in the Elite 8.
Now imagine if one of them can do the double.
Whoa, no, that'd be crazy, wouldn't it?
So now that's a thing where you can do the double now. Now we got to start talking about, hey, is there something to be said that if you're going to be the real dominant power in Georgia, you got to hit the quad? Is that something that a team needs to look for? That would be a girls' duels title, a men's duels title, your team individual championship for the men and for the women. There's so many new possibilities that are here, and we are going to remember the names Campbell, Chestatee, Carrollton, Woodward, Osborne, Gilmer, Jordan, Greenbrier, as this is the first 8. These are the groundbreakers. The first duels championship held in the girls' division is between these 8, and it is up for grabs at Beaufort High School on the 20th. What more storyline do you need there?
All right, so let's jump to 2A and 6A. Does that work for you?
Works for me.
Let's jump to 2A first. And, I know that there's a bias. I know that it exists. You get your 7A squads and your 6A squads. They're like, who's Rockmark? Not the people just,
the guys in the know.
But the older wrestlers who are like, who's this Rockmark squad, so on and so forth, so whatever, because you put them so high in your pound for pound or class for class rankings. And let's be honest, if you watch them go out and wrestle, okay, so I had a note here. Let's see. Because they've wrestled everybody in 2A. They beat Model 63-15. They destroyed Murray County. Their closest duel with another 2A squad was Fannin, which was 52-30.
Jesus.
Rockmark is just super good, right? They only have one dual title. That was last year, so they're back. And it's they're coming down from 3A to 2A.
All right,
they are your 1 seed. Are they the best? Is it?
I'm going to set you an over because this is how good they are. No disrespect to any other team here. The finish isn't the question. It's how many points. I'm going to give you an over on your 175.
175 in 3 duels. In 3 duels. Dang. Well,
means they're averaging about 58.
Yeah. No, that's and to be fair, if you look back at the Murray County it's
not out of the realm of possibility.
It is not out of the realm of possibilities. All right. So your 2 seed is Fannin, your 3 seed, and tell me if I get these wrong because I think GHSA might have changed them on me.
Rockmark, Fannin, Toombs, East Jackson, Landmark, Muddell, Murray, Brantley.
Okay.
Shout out Brantley getting there. Shout out to Brantley getting there. But boy, you drew the shortest of straws. Shout out getting there, but well, have fun with that.
All right. So what's your best first round matchup here?
I think it's Murray and Fannin because of the storylines. But you want to talk about storylines? Another one. You look at that 4-5 with East Jackson and Landmark. 2 teams that I don't know as much about Landmark. I don't remember them being here recently.
I can tell you. Let me look that up.
If they were and I missed it,
they have one. They have not been here since 2003.
And then,
They have
oh my God.
they have one championship though, a dual state title, the first year in 2002 in 1A.
Okay. Now tell me about East Jackson. When's the last time they were here? What, 2010?
Oh no, East Jackson's never been here.
Oh, like ever?
No, hang on. No, I'm saying never been in the top 4. I don't know if they've never been to the state duels. And actually, I should say that about Landmark Christian as well. I only have the top 4. So they have never finished top 4. Landmark has only finished top 4 twice.
Okay, gotcha. 10-4. But just lots of storylines there with both of them. East Jackson, this young, hungry East Jackson, 7 freshmen, 2 seniors. I thought they were a year away. Psych, I lied. They get past Pierce County in a shocker to me. I like this East Jackson crew, and I think it's gonna make for a fairly interesting weekend of who's battling for second and third. And I hate saying it that way, but
yeah, no, I'm with you. So I like Model versus Toombs County. I think that's actually going to be a really good duel.
That's a good one
in the opening round match as well. So my question is out of those bottom 4, Brantley County, Landmark Christian, Model, and Murray County, do any of them make your top 4?
no, close. I don't see one of them doing it. I think our top 4 is our top 4. I don't have it finishing seeds. I don't have it finishing chalk, but
okay. So you have Rockmart over Fannin?
Rockmart over Toombs.
Over Toombs. You have Toombs in front of Fannin County. I disagree with you, but that's okay. That
hey.
over Toombs. So, and Fannin and East Jackson are your 3s and 4s?
Hello?
Oh
God. Jason.
I can see you. You can't see me.
Jason.
Okay, but you can
no,
see
now
me?
You're not. Your internet took a crap, bro. Wow. Okay. As I was saying, I like Toombs. They're in a good spot. They knocked off Banks, who to me was the number 3 team in the state. I think Fannin's a really good team, but I don't know. I don't know why. I'm picking Fannin in second. I'm going to listen to my matrix here. I'm not listening to my gut. My gut is I have an 8 today. My gut's not on its game.
So hang on. I don't understand. Who are your top 4?
Rockmart first, Fannin second, Toombs third, and give me East Jackson in 4th.
All right. So Fannin Toombs, I agree with you in that it's going to be super close. But I think Toombs has got a challenge with the Model right off the bat, and it'll be interesting how they match up with one another. As you know, we haven't really talked about this in any of the other ones, but how matchups where the duel starts and who has to present first are huge in the ultimate outcome of what happens.
So for sure. I mean, that right there is the epitome of, dual wrestling for me. Is it comes down to momentum, who's where, and it makes things very, very interesting.
Yeah. All right. So let's jump to 6A. Oh my God. The the chaos that is 6A. First, how did you do as far as picking your top 8?
Two-hand darting. Like what? I went 6 for 8. Give me credit. In this chaos, I went 6 for 8. I had Alexander getting through, and I had Marist getting through.
All right. So your top 4 seeds are North Forsyth is 1, 2 is South Effingham, 3 is Creekview, 4 is Woodward Academy, and I might add a really, really dangerous Woodward Academy. With it seems like everybody's dropped some weights, they've all got into position, and the mad scientist is over in the lab, making things happen. They're a dangerous squad. I think that North Forsyth, as the 1 seed, has actually the most challenging path to a state title of any of the number 1s in any of the classifications. Because Lee County is good. Lee County's really good.
I'm gonna make a joke here. You talk about mad scientist. In the great words of Jesse Pinkman, he can't keep getting away with this. He can't. This is not fair. He can't keep getting away with this nonsense where he just finds a way that come February or January 21st, everybody's on weight, everybody's in position, everybody's peaking. It's not fair. It's not fair. And the problem is, boy, they line up well. Like the road to them, while it's not easy, it's a good road for them.
Yeah, well, because Glenn Academy's they're a good squad. They've wrestled really tough with Brunswick and South Effingham over in that neck of the woods in Georgia. So they're a good squad. I think top 4 teams are a lot of fun to watch up top. South Effingham looks super tough down below. Creekview gets that 3 seed. Laster, I think, has got some really good kids, but they have some spots up top that's going to be a struggle for them to beat a South Effingham. So how do you see this playing out?
I don't know. Like, okay. God, I'm gonna get the Travis Gerard's gonna give me a phone call. Give me South Effingham in first. Give me Woodward in second. Give me Creekview third. Give me North Forsyth fourth.
Wow. Okay. All right. That is a pick.
Yeah, I know, and I don't really like it. Like every pick to me, I'm like, nope, that's stupid. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like this classification doesn't make sense. It doesn't. The whole thing doesn't make sense. Like, no team is. It's been a fustercluck from start to finish. 6A. Like, from start to finish. Like, North Forsyth is the most battle tested, knocking off Brunswick, but South Effingham put the boots to them. Creekview has been secretly one of the best teams in 6A. Duel wise, I mean, they've been not in my rankings because I haven't seen a lot of them. But as I look back at some of their results, they've got some really good duel wins. North Forsyth has been really good. They get the 1. I'm imagining off the back of beating Brunswick. That's my guess, because you then have Woodward sitting in the 4. How they got the 4, I'll never know. I don't know. I'm gonna go Effingham, Woodward, Creekview, North Forsyth, and I am not secure in that.
All right.
Boy, I'm not happy with it. I'll tell you that. I'm not happy.
You did not pick any of the bottom 4 seeds to make the top 4.
Good.
But if you think that there could be one, who do you think that is?
All of them. It's okay. Okay, I'll explain something to you. I think 4 teams could win this. I think all 8 of them could place. Like, you got to remember something. Lassiter, yes, they have the upper weights, but they have about 7 that they could win with. So all they would need is some bonus and guys to hang on for dear life.
Yeah.
Which, off the scale, every team has got to be ready. So who says that North Forsyth, and I'm using them as an example, or actually I'm not, because I already picked on them. Who says South Effingham doesn't wake up slow, Lassiter gets hot, the duel starts right, and they pull the upset? Like, there's so many possibilities in 6A that it is darts and popcorn. That entire classification from seed 1 to seed 8. I don't know. I'm gonna go Effingham, Woodward, Creekview, Forsyth. What?
All right. I agree with you. I think that we just actually took with 2A and 6A the easiest one that I think to kind of predict in 2A as far as the champion goes, and the single most difficult classification in 6A in predicting the champion, because I think you're right. 6A, it can go 100 different directions. But it is what it is. That's gonna be a lot of fun, isn't it?
Oh, I'm excited. Oh no, I wish it was down south. It's up at Gainesville. I wish it was down south. I'd love to go to it.
What is it about the state duels that makes it so great?
I think, in traditional, there's this kind of me mentality. And then that's the way it should be. You are hunting in February. You will be hunting for a state championship for yourself. This is to etch your name in the history books. And now, while you still do that in duels, you are etching you and 13 of your brothers, in some cases sisters, that you go to war with. These are the kids that you've bled with. These are the kids that, when things went wrong in my life, I went to my teammates. And I'd imagine for some of you, it's the exact same. Whether it's a bad home life, whether it's school being tough, whether it's, wrestling gives you this sense of community and confidence in yourself that I don't think a lot of sports do. And if you are one of these kids this weekend on these 64 teams lineup, since he wants to be pedantic about how many teams are there, enjoy this moment. It is a moment that leaves you very quickly. If you are a freshman, take it in. Take a moment to, while you're warming up, I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. I'm getting goosebumps. Like, take a moment to take it in and just look around and realize you are wrestling with the other top 7 teams in your classification for a state championship. And at the end of the day, no one can take that away from you. And if you're a senior and this is your last run, hey, you got to give everything you got and then some. This is where you got to be willing to go to the deepest, darkest parts of the ocean, where you got to go to the deepest, darkest parts of your mind in certain cases of what are you willing to give for the man next to you. It's duels for me is so. This to me is the most user-friendly thing about wrestling. If you want to build the sport of wrestling, to me, it's through duels. I love tournaments, but to me, it's through duels because it is, hey, we're from this area, you're from another area, we're booting your door down, and we're gonna handle you. Like we're gonna give you the smoke.
Well,
That's what I love about duels.
And the level of strategy that's involved, the level of creating matchups that's involved, the trying to, I mean, this is the one environment where you're a kid who might be 7 and 12 on the year and are stepping in at 138 pounds. And your coach is like, I need you to fight for 6 minutes. Just fight for 6 minutes. Give me everything you've got.
1,000 takedowns.
That's right. But you do not give up 6 points. 6 points is going to be the difference between us winning as a team or losing as a team. And it involves everyone. That's what makes duels so great.
It came in a losing effort, but one of my favorite duel stories was Colin Wagner, who, while my brother, going to be in my wedding one day, when I eventually find someone to marry, he wasn't the best wrestler. Love that kid to death. We told him to go out there against Gaston Garrett, who's a killer from Camden, and not give up 6. And he gave up a decision. It was in a losing effort. But that moment as the clock was ticking down and Etheridge was jumping and pumping his little 4'9" fist in the air, I was losing my mind. Our whole cheering section was going ballistic. And he was getting this beaten out of him. He was down there eating some of the meanest cross faces I've seen in my life. But he got up, legitimately bruised and cut on one side, got up. It's funny to me.
And it could have, again, honestly, it could have been.
I don't know if you guys could tell, but the hair's sticking up. Like
it could have been in a winning effort. I mean,
oh my God,
everybody's got a job to do. You know what I mean? Everybody's got a job to do.
If we win that duel, he goes down in history. Like if we win that duel, he's immortalized in the lore of Collins Hill. And that's the thing is, some of you, some kids are really good, but you don't have your legacy yet. This could be a legacy moment for you, helping lead your team to a state duels title. In certain cases, what we talked about, where they've never had one, or maybe it's been years since they have had one. This is where you mark your name in history. And Lucas, I want to see them all get after it.
I appreciate you taking the time, man. It's been a lot of fun breaking down these duels with you. And you know what? I don't know that we'll talk next week after the whole thing is done, but maybe we'll revisit things once we pull back around to traditionals. How's that sound?
Yeah, that sounds good for me.
All right, man. You take care.
Peace.
See ya.
See ya.